And Rev Wayne Stills, this mic is all yours.
Hey everybody, how you doing? What's going on? This is Reverend Wayne Stills from Miracles Everywhere. Miracles are everywhere. As long as you have a mind, and you do, you don't have one, you are one, and you're producing everything, all your little bodies, which aren't really even there, they're not real, they don't exist. I'm not sure what you were talking about today, but I'm sure that came up at some point that you don't exist, that we're not here. I was thinking about that today, sitting there on my chair in front of the computer, and I just realized that nothing's happening here. The body's not doing anything. Remember somebody say something like the body thinks this, the body thinks that. That's just the ego's way of trying to put life into the body where it doesn't really exist. I do that a lot. My wife does that all the time. She does a lot of yoga and Pilates, and she thinks in terms of the body thinks this, the body thinks that. The instincts are in the body, the gut feelings are in the body, all these things are in the body, but there's no body. There's a dream figure in the nighttime dream talking about how his body has his instincts. Nobody has no instincts in the dreaming figure at night. It's a story about that. It's a made-up figure, made up by the mind, who is putting the little sort of instincts there. But there's nothing really there. No one there. You're really in your bed sleeping. So we're in a divine bed somewhere, sleeping, safe and sound. And one day we'll wake up and this will all dissolve to wherever dreams go when they go away. Anyhow, so that's nice. It's a comfort to know that. It gives a little smile on your face when you're walking around. That makes our spirituality doesn't make you turn into a Superman and make you fly around or anything. It makes you smile a little bit more, which I like. Anyway, I'm gonna play. Let's just, what's what I'm looking for? Smoothing the. That wasn't the word, but it works. Smoothing the hour with some spiritual music, and then we'll put some spiritual talk with Jim Stewart.
9. What is the second coming? Christ's second coming, which is sure as God, is merely the correction of mistakes and the return of sanity. It is a part of the condition that restores the never lost and reestablishes what is forever and forever true. It is the invitation to God's Word to take illusion's place, the willingness to let forgiveness rest upon all things without exception and without reserve. It is the all-inclusive nature of Christ's second coming that permits it to embrace the world and hold in its gentle advent, which encompasses all living things with you. There is no end to the release the second coming brings, as God's creation must be limitless. Forgiveness lights the second coming's way because it shines on everything as one, and thus is oneness recognized at last. The second coming ends the lessons that the Holy Spirit teaches, making way for the last judgment, in which learning ends in one last summary that will extend beyond itself and reaches up to God. The second coming is the time in which all minds are given to the hands of Christ, to be returned to spirit in the name of true creation and the will of God. The second coming is the one event in time which time itself cannot affect. For everyone who ever came to die, or yet will come, or who is present now, is equally released from what he made. In this equality is Christ restored as one identity, in which the sons of God acknowledge that they all are one, and God the Father smiles upon his Son, his one creation, and his only joy. Pray that the second coming will be soon, but do not rest with that. It needs your eyes and ears and hands and feet. It needs your voice. And most of all, it needs your willingness. Let us rejoice that we can do God's will and join together in its holy light. Behold, the Son of God is one in us, and we can reach our Father's love through him. Lesson 308. This instant is the only time there is. I have conceived of time in such a way that I defeat my aim. If I elect to reach past time to timelessness, I must change my perception of what time is for. Time's purpose cannot be to keep the past and future one. The only interval in which I can be saved from time is now. For in this instant has forgiveness come to set me free. The birth of Christ is now, without a past or future. He has come to give his present blessing to the world, restoring it to timelessness and love. And love is ever present, here and now. Thanks for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant is the time you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in him.
Okay. All right, everyone, how you doing? What's going on? How are you? I hope that was nice and peaceful. That's relaxing. If anyone wants to say anything, has something they'd like to talk about, is an experience they had of any kind that it was meaningful or nothing to comment on, feel free to raise your hand now at any time during the hour and speak up and feel free. That was today's lesson, including the what is the resurrection, and second coming, excuse me. So I hope that I'm gonna start with what is. I haven't played it yesterday, I played it today, but I haven't gone through it yet. So I'll start with that, then we'll move to the lesson. And so let me just get back to it so I can see it again. I'm not in the room right now. I mean, I'm in the room, but I'm reading it off the computer, obviously. So if you want to speak, somebody who wants to say, "Hey, so and so's raising their hand," or just start talking and just say, "Hey, Rev, shut up," or something if maybe nicer. I don't know, but just tell me to quiet down for a second and then start talking. Don't be afraid to interrupt if see a moment where you feel you can, or at any moment, just talk. So talk. All right. So let's just get back to what is the second coming? What is the second coming? What is the second coming? Coming. Let's just start out. Let's just see what happens here.
9. What is the second coming? Christ's second coming, which is sure as God, is merely the correction of mistakes and the return of sanity.
That's nice to know. I mean, second coming is not something that we can worry about. It's not a dangerous day. It's not. It's not. It's not the destroying of people, except for a few. It's the. It's the. It's clarity. It's absolute clarity is the second coming of who we are, where we came from, what we're doing, and what's going on.
It is a part of the condition that restores the never lost and reestablishes what is forever and forever true. It is the invitation to God's Word to take illusion's place, the willingness to let forgiveness rest upon all things without exception and without reserve. It is the all-inclusive nature of Christ's second coming that permits it to embrace the world and hold you safe within its gentle advent, which encompasses all living things with you. There is no end to the release the second coming brings, as
I love that line. There's no end to the release of second coming brings. No end. What does release mean? And release is just everything has just been released, and there's no end to that feeling. There's no end to the feeling of what's actually happening too. It's not just a feeling of something that's not there. It's not like you're on antidepressants or something. I mean, that's really happening. You're everything that you've ever had problems with, everything you've ever been having any attachment to negativity, it's just going away, and you're feeling it flow out of you. It's just one of those. It's just like your top level feeling, man. You can't get any higher. That's the second coming. All your power is back. Your power to create, to manifest. You're the highest level possible. We're at the very top level of the split. The real world, as we call it. Whatever it means to you.
God's creation must be limitless. Forgiveness lights the second coming's way because it shines on everything as one, and thus is oneness recognized at last.
God's creation must be limitless. God's creation must be limitless. So if you're walking around thinking of inside the box, trapped in life, walking towards death, one day is closer to death, ready to die, born to die, law of entropy, and you're caught up in that mentality, you can't think in terms of God's creation, which is limitless. So the TV show, that movie, Limitless, where they took a little pill, but the pill really wasn't doing it. It was the pill was just a symbol. And then at the end, that's what happened. At the end, I'm a spoiler here. Something to the effect happens like that. Limitless, limitless. Your life is not limitless. It doesn't mean you're always gonna want to manifest. There comes a time when you flick that away like it means nothing. You manifest other wonderful variations of bliss and pleasure until you flick that away, you flick that away, and eventually you flick it all the way to your top level of consciousness, top level bliss, top level pleasure, top level fun, whatever that means to you. Absolute choice. Whatever that is, you may choose to do nothing. The absolute doingness of nothing. To do nothing is to do something. When all else fails, when you try to do everything you can to make something work, and it all fails, what do? Nothing. You try to do nothing, so that's how you know you're doing something. When you're doing nothing, what are you doing? You're sitting, you're staring, you're moving your head around. I'm tapping my foot, banging my finger on the seat next to me. You're always doing something.
The second coming ends the lessons that the Holy Spirit teaches, making way for the last judgment, in which learning ends in one last summary that will extend beyond itself and reaches up to God. The second coming is the time in which all minds are given to the hands of Christ, to be returned to spirit in the name of true creation and the will of God.
What does that mean? The second coming ends the second coming is a time when all minds are given to the hands of Christ, to be returned to the Spirit in the name of true creation and the will of God. What does that mean? All minds given to the hands of Christ. You walk up to Christ, take your brain out of your head and give it to him. He puts it in a brain bag and walks away. I have a brain. Our minds, the highest part of each mind, the highest part of our minds, are not individual. We are individualized on a very lower level. But at the highest level of our minds, we are one being. We're the same property. There's only one. We're made up of the same stuff. Absolutely. So if I want to, this is why we can talk with each other. This is why we're not totally alone. We're actually one with each other right now. I'm one with you, you're one with me. Literally. You walk down the street, that's you. Literally, that's you. Your being is one with that person's being. There's really no time and space until you occupy the same space and time, if there was time. There's only one place, and there's only one space, and there's only one time now. And we occupy that place right now, all of us. But think about it, we're all the higher self is all the same thing. It has to be one place. Where you can't have one infinite over here and one infinity over here. My soul is made of the same stuff as your soul. There's only one soul here, and so I can hang out with you. You hang out with me. You with my body. I'm with your body. I can help you. You can help me. I can do so. I can do so if you're 1,000 miles away. If you're 2 miles away, it doesn't matter. We've given our minds to Christ. We've given our minds to Christ. Now we know the Christ consciousness. We all know for a fact. Hey, my Christ mind is your Christ mind. We hang out in the observatory room. together. We'll do it secretly until everyone knows about it. We'll secretly tell everyone, "Psst, you want to hang with us?"
The second coming is the one event in time which time itself cannot affect. For every one who ever came to die, or yet will come, or who is present now, is equally released from what he made.
That's amazing. And the second coming, it's not time is not it doesn't really exist. As I said, we exist in one place and one even place has no. We all just are eternal. There's one eternal being, and that's you and me. It's I. Say I. Say I to yourself. I say I. It's the same I. When I say I, I'm saying I for everybody. When you say I, you say I for everybody. I. Everyone. I just universally said it. Nobody knows it. It's like somebody once said. I think it was a sitcom. I think it was Cheers or something. And Sam said, I'm very famous. Just nobody knows it. I mean,
In this equality is Christ restored as one identity, in which the sons of God acknowledge that they all are one, and God the Father smiles upon his Son, his one creation, and his only joy.
there we are, one with God, the only Son of God, the one child of God, Son of Man, Son of God, same thing. No different.
Pray that the second coming will be soon, but do not rest with that. It needs your eyes and ears and hands and feet. It needs your voice. And most of all, it needs your willingness.
So, we have to get out there, get something done. Move your arms, move your legs. You don't need to go out there and fight like a nut job. But get out there and whisper at people when they walk by. Hey, so, all right, don't let the word they get to you. You know, when you can, when you feel you won't freak the person out. When you're doing your job, do it with a smile on your face. Whenever you do that, you're using your body to communicate a message of something. You're giving your body over to the Holy Spirit. Now he can use you, your body meaning your body, as a tool. And you're the one doing it. You're the higher self that's doing it. You're the being that's using this body that you call like Wayne. I'm saying I'm using this body to move my mouth to say nice things. To use my eyes to maybe communicate a smile. I don't have to do that. That's an action. To smile. I'm taking that action because the Spirit says, take that action. Is that some sort of commandment? I'm going to heaven if I do that. I'm already in heaven. That's guaranteed. I'm a citizen of that place. I can be off in Mars somewhere, someplace where there's I don't know, someplace far, far away. I am home.
Let us rejoice that we can do God's will and join together in its holy light. Behold, the Son of God is one in us, and we can reach our Father's love through him.
All right. So, let us rejoice. We can do God's will and join together in its holy light. And what is God's will? Behold, the Son of God is one in us, and we can reach our Father's love through him. So with that, the Father, the universal oneness is our oneness, and we are one with this. That's who we are. That's the core of our being. And what is God's will? And join together in his. Let's rejoice that we can do God's will. Well, God's will, I said the other day, God doesn't need anything from us. God's cause, perfect cause. His will is to give everything to us through perfect effect. The thing is, we want to be like God. We want to be perfect cause as well as perfect effect. We already had that though, right? We already had a perfect cause and effect. There was no room for anything more. No need for anything more. Cause and effect was done. Cause, perfect God, Father, effect, perfect Son. Dunzo. Nothing necessary at this point. So the son says, all right, I tell you what, I'm gonna make believe that I have a big old battlefield. And I'm gonna play a game, me versus them. And I'm gonna cause things to happen just like you do. See it. And then dad, of course, says, I wouldn't do that if I were you. God lets him do it. Make sure he can't die, can't hurt himself he can't really hurt himself. He makes it he can't really the whole thing make believe anyhow. Problem is we make believe, and then we make us forget that's make believe. It's a very scary endeavor. Someone said to you, here, go to this holodeck here. Go to this movie making thing here. You're gonna go into this movie, you're gonna go to this holodeck, and you're gonna not know you're in a holodeck. And terrible, terrible things are gonna happen to you. And you're gonna think you're here for 20 years or so. And you're gonna be there for like 10 minutes. But you're gonna think it's 20 years. And you're gonna think you're being chased by armed marauders and people are after you, and then you're gonna hate your life and you're gonna be miserable, but you have to do it, but you'll be a better person for it or something like that. I don't know. You'd be terribly scared. You'd be like, I don't want to do that. But we wanted to do something like that. We set up a game that was just ridiculously difficult. I'm not sure why. It's what we wanted to do. We wanted to be a cause. Well, now we go across it. We made it difficult for ourselves. We had to have a breakdown mentally to do that. We had to make ourselves insane. We went from sane to insane. You can't figure something out? Don't admit you can't. We weren't meant to figure things out here. This is a stupid realm. This is a dumb realm. We feel smart sometimes. If they ask ourselves, are we really smart or we just think we're smart? And then you look at a teacher and say, all right, I guess he was smarter. He is smarter. Well, I'm a big shot. I feel I am. Big shot teacher. Big shot student. Reverend Wayne Stills. Measure him up to Jesus Christ. Metaphor or not, I can use his teachings for metaphorical purposes. And I can hang out with him and he's at my back and all this sort of thing is great and fantastic, but let's just face it, he had a more difficult task, at least higher level task. So like superstars, they have it harder in dealing with the everyday, dealing with the people than I had it in my smaller venture into showbiz. It just had to do with the people in a harsher way than I'm dealing with the people in terms of any problems I may have with my family and friends and loved ones. And he did that for us. That's why Jesus died for us. He died for our sins. I don't know what that means. He died for us so we would know who we were and what we're all about. He made a big spectacle of it all. And now we just listen to him. Now we see it. We see, there it is in history. There it is. Holy crap, look what happened. Why did he do that? Oh, maybe he wanted to show us his life after death. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. Excellent. I guess there must be. If he came back to life, there must be life after death. That has to be. Otherwise, that's a lie, that story. It's an absolute lie. I'm not saying the whole story is true. Everything about it's true. But I say that's true. I believe that. That's why I know life after death. I say he might say, hey, oh, maybe he's that's just reincarnation. You can reincarnate your own body. It's what's called resurrection. That's what he did. He did not feel that baby's body. I want to reincarnate my own body. The one just died 2 minutes ago. That's a neat trick. You'll be a badass. Pull that off. Doesn't mean he's God, but it means he's badass.
Lesson 308. This instant is the only time there is. I have conceived of time in such a way that I defeat my aim.
It's a bill. That's what I mean by this realm. This is a stupid realm. We set this place up so we can be stupid. It's not so much that it's stupid. It's actually stupid because we came from an actual place of brilliance. I mean, if you can call it it's still a relationship that was bound to fail. It's sort of like a criminal who's brilliant. To take the wisdom of being a criminal can't be looked into, but the criminal is the way he robbed that bank and then get away with it. Wow.
If I elect to reach past time to timelessness, I must change my perception of what time is for. Time's purpose cannot be to keep the past and future one. The only interval in which I can be saved from time is now.
One of the things we remember this is that time, the present time that we have that exists between the past and the future is not now. It's the present between the past and the future. It needs that present to exist. And the present needs the past and the future to exist. The present is you. You exist as a present time being, as a person. The past exists. You're the body, and the body exists as in the present moment. What's called the present moment, not the eternal now, but the present moment in physicality. And you have the left and the right, or up and down, however you want. I like left and right. And it's like the past and the future. The past, which you think happened, and the future, which you think will happen, are sitting there, and the present is submits to the past and submits to the future. Has no choice in the matter. The body's like, oh, I can't. I have to listen to what the past says, and then calculate what I have to do in the future, and then I must do this in the future. So the past and the future are sucking out the life of the body, are pushing like a vice, and you're sitting there, oh, I must do this, I must do that, I must do that.
For in this instant has forgiveness come to set me free. The birth of Christ is now, without a past or future. He has come to give his present blessing to the world, restoring it to timelessness and love. And love is ever present, here and now. Thanks for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant.
Now we are redeemed. Now, right now. What's the difference between now and that body's presence? Now is this without a past or present.
Unknown caller.
Now exists with no past, no present. I mean, no body in the middle of a past, present, future, a past and a future. Sitting squeezed. How could it? Because from the eternal's perspective, the eternal now's perspective, there's never been anything that had a lifespan. Because now the eternal now is always. Well, anything with a lifespan has always been dead. Is somewhere so deep within you, that you cannot You cannot, in any way, shape, or form, have any part of it that's not real, any part of that's temporary, exist in the presence of the eternal God. How could you? Eternity does not exist with the finite. It's like you cannot have light exist with darkness. And this is what happened in in the beginning. I mean, you had the cause and effect, but the effect was the darkness. And the minute darkness went away, it exploded. But you had something that was dark and light at the same time. Light, in order to be light, needs darkness. Cause to be cause needs effect.
Is the time you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in him.
This is the time you have appointed for your Son's release. Of course it is. There's no other time but now. Has to be now. It can't be later. You ask yourself one question. Can you allow yourself to be saved now? Can you save yourself now? You just tell yourself, I'm saved. There's a belief amongst Christians called once saved, always saved. It's an interesting theory. It just says once you say to yourself, I believe in Jesus Christ and his resurrection, that's it, you're done. No, you're not supposed to go out there and be an asshole or anything like that. But the point is, we have nothing to worry about. Your behavior and what you do, it doesn't define you. You don't identify with that. It's not necessarily who you are at all. It's a production. Part of your mind is making up, like you do at night. You go to sleep at night, and part of you makes up a little movie for you, and then makes you forget about it, and then there you are acting it out. Well, hello, that's what happens here. Same thing. It's happening again here. It's still happening here when we wake up in the morning. When we're waking up into a non-dream, and then somehow we start dreaming again. We're waking up we're waking up. We're dreaming that we're waking up. We're dreaming right now that we're awake. We call it that in the dream. We're calling it this. We're calling it awake. But we're more constrained here. All this difference between this dream and nighttime dream really is much longer. This dream lasts for much more time. Time has much more constraints here. Time is much more powerful here. This is the time realm. Time is bigger and stronger. It beats you down. Eventually you're baying, please. So this is the body's realm. This is the lowest ebb. This is the begging realm. This is the wanting realm. All right. Everyone have anything they want to add to this at this point? I have about 15 minutes left, so I think I'll go to the text and see what comes up there for me. But any comments to have, now will be the time. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? All right. Let's move on, shall we? So as I can get into this, actually, more I don't need to look for it. I know it's 150 something. I forget what lesson it is, but to continue on what I started last Thursday, I was talking about death and the non-reality of death. I think for the entire time on that. And I played the inner boo from the week before, which you'll hear on that as well. But first, I played the manuals. So what is death? And And then I went through it. And one of the things that I think is important to remember is that the first thing, if you look at the Bible, the first thing that happened after the fall, when life really began, first thing that happened was death entered the world. I mean, death really didn't enter the world in the garden. He said he was going to kill you, but he really didn't. He died if you ate the apple, but they didn't really die. They lived for another 1,000 years, basically. So you call that death entered the world, but not really. Death entered the world in the way that we know death, in the way we understand death, with murder. Murder, Cain and Abel. And now the murder with his brother's side. I don't know what that's called, but he killed his brother. And by the way the story looked, wasn't much thinking about it either. It's just the heck with it. And everyone could say it wasn't fair for God because he did this or he did that. But the point is, life sometimes is crazy. Throw stuff right at you, and it seems there's no reason for it. But you can't go out and kill somebody because of it. But look at we entered this realm. Look at we came into this realm. Totally insane. The whole idea of families is insane. We always get along much better if we always talk around friendships and stay with our friends when we grew up in high school or college. Most of us, or even when we were just younger. The old friends that we loved and we went our separate ways with. Instead, we worship. I mean, we worship death instead. And what does that mean? Worship death. Well, what is what we find in one of the lessons? Again, I can't remember specifically what it is. Anxiety is death in your life. Misery, suffering, agony of any kind has death whispering in your life. Hey, I'm here. It's kind of like when you get a subtle disease, and every once in a while, it whispers, "I'm still here. Don't worry about it. I'll be around. I'll be around till the day you die." Like chronic pain. Every once in a while, you do something, you remember why you being advised to get operated on or something. Anxiety, sadness. These are all clues that death is having its way with you. Worry. If you identify yourself with the more positive, why beat yourself up? If you can be more positive, why not? What would be the point of being negative if you can be positive? And you can be positive if you just practice a little bit. When something negative comes up, when you want to say something negative, you ask yourself, can I see something? Can I see a little bit differently? Yeah, I can see it differently. What I do is change my mind just a little bit. It's nice to know if I do that. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. I changed my mind. Now I see it differently. And now I can learn this about this. I learn this about myself. Or I'm in greater amount of bliss now than I was before. Thank goodness for this particular situation. So I didn't see coming, but now it's there. I'm glad it came. Biggest challenge is bigger the challenge. When I was, if I had a script in my hand and I came across a word that I just couldn't remember. Tired, I can't. When you went over that line again, so I start tired. I said, "What line is it?" And I tell it to them. All right, investigate that line. Look up the words. See what they mean to you. Find out if there's any symbols there that you're attached to or not attached to. Identify with that's very important to that line. And then there was whatever you were having made where the play was for you. That's where all the light was wherever you had most of your problems. If you look at it that way, nothing can hurt you because you already have the light with the easy stuff. You know that you have the joy with the easy stuff. Then your nervous system is set up to love the easy stuff. Your nervous system has a hard time loving the hard stuff. But you want to mess with the ego? The old Superman, when he was in the fire, he'd stand in the fire and sort of he would just not go. He'd be like, "Yeah, set the fire, go ahead." And he'd stand there with his arms, his legs straight out and his arms on his hips, and he'd go, "Look at me, oh, look at him." He just stands in the fire. That's what you want to do. Have all these emotions going around you, flying around you, smashing you. You sit there like Superman or Superwoman. And you sit there, wow, look at me. Everyone looks at you, holy smoke. There's that massive amounts of emotion running through him. He's just sitting there taking it on the chin. And he's expressing them perfectly, and he's a major in exhilaration. He's an enthusiastic person, and oh my goodness. And this is how you learn to have power, because power is one thing. It's not having power over people. It's not controlling life. Real power is letting go of life. I mean, letting go of control. Be out of control. You say, I have no more control left. I'm going to live up to the controller of the universe to control me. That's power. To be able to let the universe give you whatever it wants to give you on a daily basis. And to be able to experience that. To experience anything and everything the universe has to give you. Any feeling that comes up, any emotion that comes up, any image that comes up, any image inside or outside. To be able to experience it in the moment without cringing or having it impinge on you, or impose on you, or smash you, or crush you. If you can do that, you have power. That's power, man. Most of us can't do that completely. There's always somebody there that can get you. That makes you cry on the inside. Makes you weep on the inside. Makes you terrified. But think about it. If you're terrified, then one choice away from a miracle. One choice away from a miracle. You say, can I see things differently? Can I see things differently than this? I am determined to see things differently. I'm determined to see things. I'm determined to see. I'm going to see. I'm going to see, man. I have vision. I'm going to talk my innkeepers, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to tell them to let me out. Told you that I read people call this planet a prison planet. That's where we came in here head first, most violent way possible to come to this world. So we can instead navigate our way through it with a smile on our face, hoping to take as many people with us in each lifetime until eventually the whole world is the son of God again, child of God again. And our job is just to teach ourselves what we want to learn and hope others learn from us. And what else do we do? And if you don't have many people around you, teach who you have around you. And nowadays, with the internet, there's no reason why you can't hook up with some people. Teach them. And you play the long game. Teach them over time. Everyone's learning from you anyway. So show us something cool. All right. I'll stop there. I think I want to thank you so much, everyone. This is miracles everywhere, and that was just I don't know what that was. I hope it was helpful. And death is something that I didn't think about a lot. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's something to do with my. It's just always been like that. Ever since I was younger, I remember I used to. I got involved with spirituality. I did stand up at the same time, and I used to say to everyone, I said Mormonism. I liked Mormonism. I used to say because they had no hell. They had different levels of heaven. And I say how much I like that because If I seventh level, what's the seventh level of heaven? Does that mean it's a bad neighborhood? And I always wonder what that meant, like seventh level of heaven being worse than the first level of heaven. I mean, you can imagine what the first level of hell, the seventh level of hell would be, but seventh level of heaven. I mean, it's hard to imagine bad places in heaven, but that's just sort of what they believe. I'm sure it's more complicated than that. But I was always concerned about hell. I don't know why, but this is the way it is. Anyhow, God bless you all. Peace to everybody here. I'm going to be back on Thursday. And then maybe we'll continue teaching on death. It's or maybe not. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But until then, everyone, God bless you all. I love you all, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.
Thank you so much, Rev Wayne Stills. And I love you're going through the lesson and the what is, and it's just beautiful, beautiful sharing. And I do appreciate you so much. I'm going to go ahead.